If you are hiking on a trail and suddenly get attacked by a grizzly bear, what is the first thing you would do to save yourself? Would you play dead, or fight for your life, or shove your arm down the grizzly's throat? I'm sure your answer will be to play dead, but a grizzly attack survivor has proved that answer wrong. In this video, I will explain the mystery behind surviving different vicious animal attacks, and what to do if you ever find yourself in a dangerous situation with some animals. Delwo, the grizzly bear attack survivor, shared his story on his violent encounter with a grizzly while on an elk hunt. The bear attacked him, threw him off balance, tore out a chunk of his leg and head, and flung him around. At the doorsteps of death, Delwo suddenly recollected an article that was given to him by his grandmother on how large animals have very terrible gag reflexes. Even knowing that he could lose his arm or his life to the bear, he shoved his right arm down the grizzly bear's throat to trigger its gag reflex. This insane act worked in his favor. The bear immediately left him and disappeared into the woods. If Delwo never read that article on the gag reflex of large animals, he'd probably be a memory today. Several people tend to see wild animals as warm, cute, furry, super cuddly, and affectionate. But these animals are more than what they look like on the outside. There is nothing warm and affectionate about a mountain lion eating and killing Mark Reynolds, who was on a mountain bike ride in California, or a mountain lion dragging away and killing a 3-year-old boy in Colorado. Many wild animals attack humans, sometimes with fatal consequences. There is no point in playing the game of denial. All we can do is learn the truth and then know what to do if we ever end up in a violent altercation with a wild animal. Before I go into detail, I want to say that being sensible is the best way to avoid running into problems with wild animals. Be aware of your surroundings, the types of animals you may likely come across, and the dangers they pose. It is best to keep our distance and avoid these problems because we humans can barely save ourselves when faced with wild animals. There are hundreds of wild animals on Earth that can cause grave harm, like lions, sharks, snakes, bears, cougars, wolves, and a lot more. These attacks are fatal and can cause injuries and wounds that can lead to death. Thousands of people die yearly from these attacks, but how do you protect yourself if you run into any wild animal? How you protect yourself from these wild animals varies greatly depending on the animal you're dealing with. There is no set way to protect yourself from these animal attacks and survive, but you can select the best approach depending on the animal you encounter.